What's up guys, welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you'd like to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
No way. How can he punch my exoskeleton barehanded and be fine? What's going on?
Despite his doubts, Cyril still believed he would win. A mere human couldn't harm an insect general. But this was naive. Midley might look human, but he was a true dragonute like Gabble. Moreover, Midley usually concealed his abilities with battle will, but his existence value was twice Gabble's. Against Cyril, Midley would reveal his true power. Geld returned to the front lines and addressed his subordinates.
Our job is to ensure no enemies get through.
Yes!
All the generals responded enthusiastically. There was no fear in their eyes, only a cold focus on the approaching enemies. The enemy forces were a mix of shapes and sizes, appearing as if they had been transformed into monstrous versions of large insects. Few looked humanoid, but those that did seemed stronger. Geld's gaze locked onto a single figure sitting on a massive, 30-meter-long centipede. Judging by its overwhelming presence, he deduced it was an insect general.
I will handle him.
Geld muttered, and several of his subordinates nodded.
Good luck!
With those words of encouragement, Geld stepped forward. Esprit picked up her sword, and Milam called out to her as she approached the window.
Are you going?
Yes, Carrera-sama seems to be struggling, so I thought I'd help out, even if just a little.
Esprit replied casually, as if she were merely going for a stroll. From her vantage point, she saw that Insect General Zess, who was battling Carrera, had formidable fighting abilities. Additionally, Pelyud was blocking Carrera's magic, putting her on the defensive. Esprit could no longer stand by and watch because of her weakness. Thus, she drew her hidden sword without hesitation. It was a legendary grade sword forged by Karabe. Esprit, who had once believed that anything other than magic was useless to a demon, had secretly been learning swordsmanship. Her boss, Carrera, was passionate about this hobby, so Esprit wanted to keep up. Moreover, her experience fighting Agera had piqued her interest. Esprit found it intriguing for a demon to specialize in swordsmanship and began developing magic swordplay in secret. Though it wasn't quite ready for real combat, now was not the time to wait. Pelyud's anti-magic ability was too strong for Esprit to penetrate with magic alone, so she decided to use her magic sword.
Well, the enemy doesn't seem to care about one-on-one battles, so we need to act, right? That's why I'm heading out.
Milam smiled cheerfully.
Go and do your best.
With Milam's encouragement, Esprit headed to the battlefield. Now, only Milam and Obera remained in the castle tower of Frey's skyscraper. Obera spoke up.
Well then, Milam-sama, I will head out as well.
Are you fully healed?
I apologize for causing you concern. I am already healed, so please don't worry.
You're so stubborn.
Obera chuckled at Milam's exasperated tone.
It's in my nature, and, as you may have noticed.
It's the source of that sticky feeling enveloping the battlefield, right?
Yes.
Obera nodded, her expression serious.
Insect Lord Zelenus is incredibly strong. I'm afraid I'm no match for him, so please be very careful.
In truth, it would be best if Milam didn't have to fight. However, if Zelenus made a move, there would be little they could do to stop him. So, reluctantly, they had to rely on Milam. Obera wanted to reduce the number of enemy generals as quickly as possible. She had just spotted a free-roaming insect general, Tishern, whose hands had transformed into sharp blades. She aimed to take him out and use the momentum to help the others. It was a race against time. She needed to eliminate as many generals as possible before Zelenus could act, but the enemy's strength was too uncertain for this to be an easy task.
From what I can see, there are some dangerous ones out there. Obera, please help me bring them all back safely.
By your will.
Obera felt a surge of elation. It was exhilarating to be commanded by her lord. Unlike previous battles fought out of duty, this time she felt her strength swelling from within.
I see. Was it the same for all of you? If so, I wish I could have rewarded you more.
She felt a deep sentiment for a moment, but quickly refocused. Being alive now was the result of her dear subordinate's wishes. She couldn't remain still.
I will go.
I'll be expecting the results.
With Milam's encouragement, Obera headed to the battlefield, and the Great War intensified.
Volume 19, Chapter 3, The Royal Capital in Flames, Part 1.
The Congress proceeded without a hitch, thanks to meticulous preparations. The necessary votes to pass the resolution were already secured, eliminating any risk of opposition. Nobody would dare contest the resolution when a settlement with the Empire was imminent. Masayuki, as the Emperor, stood to sign the settlement document. Cheers and applause erupted as Masayuki stepped up to the podium, just as planned. Testarossa and the others, who had worked tirelessly to ensure this day, were all smiles. Knowing she was likely the mastermind, I made a mental note to commend her later. Now, sign the document and we can head to the buffet. Hinata should be in a beautiful dress this time. I had prepared everything in advance and consulted Ruminas for this occasion. I requested Ruminas to design an exceptionally striking outfit. It was perfect. The bribe was hefty, but our shared interests made the price reasonable. Autographs could wait, it was time for the party. However, as I was lost in these thoughts, a loud explosion sounded from the party venue's direction. The hall shook moments later.
Masayuki, are you okay?
Huh, what's happening?
Stop acting lovey-dovey in front of me. Masayuki had Velgrin-san, the perfect bodyguard, by his side, but that didn't mean he should flirt whenever he felt like it. I didn't need to worry about him, but as the host, I decided to check on him.
Masayuki, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm glad everyone seems safe, and more importantly,
Masayuki scanned the assembly hall. Observing him, I noticed everyone was composed, as expected of representatives from various countries.
Of course. You can't work with me if you panic over something like this.
Testarossa had already taken charge as if nothing had happened. With her precise orders, the knights guarding the council were also moving efficiently.
I've instructed the Holy Knight Order to remain vigilant. They're investigating the party site and the council chamber.
Thanks.
Hinata approached, reminding me of something important. Was the party venue safe? Even if the food was intact, significant damage to the venue would disrupt tonight's party. Canceling it was not an option.
No, it can't be. If the party was cancelled, I wouldn't see Hinata in her dress.
Panic began to set in, and I started to rush out, but then...
Rimuru-sama, I just received a message from Frei Dono. Insect Lord Zelenus's army has invaded, and war is imminent.
Benimaru's grim report shattered my hopes. No, it's fine. If I head there now and deal with Zelenus, I can still return by nightfall.
Rimuru, we have a problem. I've been communicating with the demon lords as required, but Damerganya hasn't responded. Isn't this serious?
This was bad. Out of all possible scenarios, no contact was the most alarming. This is why I had a manual ready for situations like this. While grumbling internally, I instructed them through telepathy net to keep gathering information. Ramirez, after my reminder, seemed to recall the manual. I'm not panicking, she assured as she resumed conversing with the other operators. Without solid information, making any decision was impossible. Maybe we should call off the buffet party tonight. In moments like these, I recalled an incident from my past life. Back in my 20s, working as a general contractor, there was a major MMORPG update scheduled that day, something I eagerly awaited. Just as I was about to finish work, the machine broke down. Unbelievable, I thought. We hadn't even finished cleaning the site when it stopped working. All work had to be halted until the machine was fixed, and that meant overtime. After arranging night lighting, I contacted relevant authorities like the municipal office and the police, explained the situation, and completed whatever tasks I could manage alone. There was no time to lament. I had to explain the situation to the local residents as well. I was so busy that I ended up working way past normal hours. The feeling now was just like back then. Essentially, I had to give up on seeing Hinata's dress. If we needed to invade two places at once, we had to brace for a long fight. Finishing by nightfall was impossible. One battlefield could be a decoy, and handling it with a light heart was out of the question. Yet, I resolved to remember the frustration I felt. Those who took away my fun would pay dearly. With that resolve, I shifted my focus to planning countermeasures. Hinata sensed my change in demeanor.
Something's wrong, isn't it?
I nodded and gave a quick explanation.
Yeah, the enemy is on the move. Something's happening here too.
We'll handle it.
That's Hinata for you. I didn't even have to ask, she just agreed.
Testarossa, I need you to team up with Hinata and manage the situation.
Understood.
This was good. For now, I needed a situation report from Benimaru.
Benimaru, what's the update?
I'm looking into it, but things seem pretty serious.
His response was calm, but the situation was tense. I awaited the rest of his report, hoping the damage wasn't severe.
I've got the information. Surprisingly, both sides are evenly matched. Carrera's supreme magic started the war, but someone on the enemy's side managed to deflect it, turning it into a direct clash.
Deflecting Carrera's magic? I wondered how such a powerful spell could be countered. Was it possible with the spatial domination ability?
It depends on one's computing power, but it's possible. The scale and power of the spell matter, but if it's a directional destructive spell, you can channel its power by distorting space. A mistake could harm your own allies, so it's risky.
I see. Predicting the point of impact takes time, risking your teammates. If the prediction fails, you'll take a heavy hit. Seal-san could probably do it, but unless absolutely necessary, it's too risky. Thinking about it that way, it's a strategy built on sacrificing allies, and the risk of failure is extremely high, making the enemy seem like a reckless gambler. Thus, it turned into a direct clash, with the enemy fielding 8 insect generals. Officially known as the 12 insect generals, there were now only 8 left, so the group was all together. Furthermore, with Insect Lord Zelenus's presence, Milam was unable to act. As a result, the Milam 4 Heavenly Kings and even Carrera and the others joined the battle against the insect generals. What's with the Milam 4 Heavenly Kings? Setting aside that question, I was amazed the number was even the same.
So, do you think we can win?
I'm not sure, but there will definitely be some tough opponents.
Alright, in any case, let's send reinforcements.
I've already dispatched 300 Kurenai in anticipation of that.
Oh, Benimaru was truly exceptional. He didn't waste any time and acted quickly and decisively. The magic transfer circle could only teleport around 50 people at once, but with our own magicule replenishment, it could operate continuously. Additionally, given the abundance of magicules in our labyrinth, the reuse time was minimal. With Veldora's assistance, we successfully sent out 300 personnel. Gobua, the commander, was also highly motivated.
She seems to have been dating Phobio for some time and was fervent about her lover's peril. Well, I don't think she'll be easily defeated.
That's reassuring, but I'm concerned if they'll have sufficient forces.
Hearing the enemy numbers exceed 1 million naturally causes concern, even with 300 additional troops. Our forces were top-notch, all ranked over A, but if they made a series of errors due to fatigue, it wouldn't be surprising if they collapsed suddenly.
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. A big thanks to the AnimeKouhai patrons who made this video possible. Jared Bressler, Chad Vota, Nate, Havox, Speed Saber, Curtis Loban, Judah Herrera, Just a Guy, Miss L.W. Hernandez, Jason Martin, Zach Rossan, Jerry Sladek, Ray Perez, Donald Williams, Moab A, Day of Light, John M, Godman Gaming, Markithian Tidwell, Adrian, Kumo, Sanketh Chelu, T. Bush, John L, Edgar Fuentes, JV, Thomas, J, Christ, Joshua Cousins, Vethelny, Khaled, Christian Deshazer, Cal Robs, Divine C. Harris, Panda Cats, DeAndre Nance, Monty Boy 98, D-Man, Ruben, Yuki Iki, Gray, Kamal Ebanks, Isaac, Koala King 93, Paul DeGrassi, Little 95, Quilly Buckner, Zephyras, Alver, Normal Defate, L, Gary Miles, Dragon Spawn 666, J. Rule, Liron Sangkap, Lucas Gay, Jason Martin, Ekotski, Foolish Prophets, Ethan Madison, Sky T, Diego Ginoza, Andre Hamilton, Guy Ansley, Simon Rode, Emperor WSA, Mika Espinosa, George Hage, Gobi Lin, Pratik Bandari, Arod Dare, Faiz Mansour, Jackson Early, Smexy, Carl Stephen Bernadal, Gareth Hashimoto, Steven Madison, Homelike Drop, Vasto Lord, Martin Ramos, Marl Barsha, Hansel Ortega, Karam Faraj, Efrain Hernandez, Luca Gaming WTF, William Locke, Jordan Mersha, Kamal Luke, Spencer Candila, Ian Sikibul, Potate, Thanakorn Lee Sawat, Lamar, KACP9R, Tony, The Harv, Mike Roch, Matthew Abraham, Drayden Yamauchi. Thank you so much for helping out. I'll see you guys in the next video.